Hello, my name is Galina Kurdina. I live in Toronto, Ontario. I am a victim of psychotronic mind control attacks. Today I would like to talk to you about NSA linguist Derrick Robinson and his project to analyze videos and audios of targeted individuals. I will have to repeat information that was posted previously just for people who didn't see my earlier videos. At the end of December 2020, I saw a video recorded by PACTS, organization PACTS, with offer of Amy Holland, member of PACTS Technical Committee, to make forensic analysis of audios and videos of targeted individuals, TIs. I contacted Amy and asked her to analyze one of my 18 videos that I uploaded to Google Drive. I stressed in our conversations that I needed these reports for legal purposes, future court cases against perpetrators, law enforcement, government. At the beginning of January this year, 2021, Ms. Holland chose the first video for analysis by herself. It was Torture with Insomnia MP4. I received the first report on the 29th of January this year, but was unable to open it for 4 days. I mailed her tens of requests to send me the first report in any readable format, including PDF format. Finally, I received the first report in readable PDF format on the 2nd of February after I had demanded to return my money back. I thought that every human being could make a mistake and decided to request a forensic analysis of another recording on February the 3rd this year, 2021. I didn't indicate any specific video for the analysis. Amy informed me that she downloaded and had around 5 of my videos on her computer. Later I sent her 2 more links to my videos on Google Drive. Therefore, she had 7 of my videos on her computer in total. She didn't specify names of downloaded files. Thus, I was unable to choose a video for analysis. To tell the truth, Amy asked me whether I wanted to analyze one 18 minutes long video, and I answered that she could choose any recording for analysis by herself. Annie agreed with it and chose Greeting for Mr. Nils Melzer from Galina Kurdina MP4, which was 3 minutes long, different from what she asked previously. It was very short, 3 minutes long. However, she kept name of the chosen file in secret and failed to inform me about it before the analysis was finished and the second report issued. Therefore, I wasn't able to put specific information for this particular video in the second survey. I sent her the second survey with general information twice, on the 3rd and on the 11th of February this year. Actually, it was slightly modified survey for the first analysis. On the 12th of February this year, 2021, Amy answered that everything was excellent. She got my payment, $90 American, and she was going to start on the analysis on the 15th of February. She promised to send me the second report either on the 15th or on the 16th of February this year. I received the first version of the second report on the 16th of February. Amy analyzed only first 20 seconds of the second video, where I said, "Hi, Mr. Nils Melzer. My name is Galina Kurdina. I live in Toronto, Canada. I'm a board member of ICATOR, and in addition, I run an organization of victims of psychotronic mind control weapons." I would like to explain that ICATOR is another non-profit organization with headquarters in Belgium. I was shocked since the report contained a lot of errors and fabrications. For example, that I refused to send her the survey with specific information for the video. Actually, it was physically impossible because Amy didn't inform me about the name of the chosen by her file. That I didn't indicate reasons for the analysis. Uh, Actually, they were indicated very clearly in both surveys, and so on. I emailed Amy complete, accurate, and very detailed list of her errors and fabrications next day on the 17th of February. In addition, this list contained precise transcript of all my words that she analyzed during the first 20 seconds of the video. I received the second version of the second report on the 22nd of February this year. Unfortunately, it was still full of old errors and fabrications, though Amy edited some of mistakes indicated on the 17th of February. Of course, I disagreed with this report and demanded my money back, since I didn't want to communicate with Amy anymore. However, she refused to return my money. I survived real terror by Amy during 4 days from the 22nd to the 26th of February 2021. She sent me tens of email letters forcing me to answer each one, wasting my time, energy, and causing me significant emotional distress. 4 days I received endless lies from her that the list of errors sent on the 17th of February was not accurate. Pages were not right, when in fact all my information was correct and she was unable to produce even one inaccuracy in it. Just her unsupported libelous claims. 4 days I received unreasonable demands to provide her with new errors. However, I didn't have any new errors. I had only her old errors and fabrications, detailed on the 17th of February. 4 days she demanded highlighting and conversations over Skype. I refused to do it since there was no need for these additional actions, and in the third version of the report, which I received on the 26th of February, Amy perfectly corrected all indicated mistakes without highlighting and Skype discussions. There is still one inaccuracy in it, and my two questions for clarification, but they are not important, since she left unedited many fabrications in the report. Amy stated once again that I refused to send her the survey with specific information for the video, and I didn't indicate reasons for the analysis. In addition, she invented that I refused to provide her with a transcript of the video on time, and she had to make multiple requests in order to understand my speech. Of course, I was physically unable to send her a specific survey before end of the analysis, since she didn't inform me about name of the chosen by her file. Amy didn't request the transcript before the end of analysis at all, and I sent her the exact transcript of my first phrase, which she analyzed in the report without her requests, on my own initiative on the 17th of February. So she lied that she requested multiple times. I sent her the exact transcript on my own initiative without any her requests. I demanded to edit these lies, but Amy refused to do it. There is nothing more to highlight, discuss, and edit in the report other than these 4 Amy fabrications, which she doesn't want to correct. The last version of the second report with Amy's fabrications discredit me, may be dismissed in a court, and furthermore, it may ruin my future court case. That was why I requested 90 American dollars for the second report back once again, but Amy refused to return my money. I reserve my right to use the first report for future lawsuits. Now I would like to talk about NSA analyst Derrick Robinson, NSA linguist Derrick Robinson, and his mediation. I contacted Derrick Robinson, president of PACTS, regarding this problem, since Amy is the member of PACTS technical committee, and Derrick offered me a mediation. He insisted to include his friend Matt Oberton, a friend or colleague, in the mediation group, but I refused because I didn't know this person at all. Jack Christiana, another member of the mediation panel, requested our statements and evidence in advance before the mediation hearing, and I sent them. Of course, Amy Holm left this request of the mediation committee without attention and didn't send anything. Derrick didn't want to accept my evidence, exchanges of emails between me and Amy, which proved that it was Amy who agreed to choose the second recording but didn't bother to inform me about her choice till the analysis was completed. However, I said to Derrick that I wouldn't take part in the mediation if he doesn't read these exchanges. The mediation took place on the 10th of March this year, 2021. And I was shocked by Derrick's behavior and his mediation. He interrupted my speech at the beginning, interrupted me all the time, and let Amy repeat the same things for minutes. His bias in favor of Amy was obvious. And finally, he concluded that it was actually Amy who offered corrections of the report, and it was me who didn't allow her to do them. And this is not a joke. Of course, everything was right opposite. However, Derrick doesn't have anything like conscience or shame. He repeated this lie as if it was Amy who suggested corrections of the report, but I didn't allow her to make them. He repeated this lie many times in his emails. My multiple requests to specify even one correction that Amy offered, but I didn't agree to do, he left without attention. At the beginning of this ordeal, I didn't understand what happened, why I was unable to get the first report in readable format for 4 days, why the second report was produced in such a form that I wouldn't be able to file it with any court in Canada, why I was terrorized so horribly, so aggressively by Amy. I didn't understand what or who ruined my attempts to get more proofs of psychotronic attacks upon me, who stabbed me in the back. Now, after the mediation, I understand what happened. Most likely it was Derrick. He happened. Most likely he organized all this behind the scene. His claims are as different from the truth as day and night. Derrick is skillful enough to make white black and black white. He is skillful enough to turn things upside down. Derrick easily manipulates words, since he is a linguist who works for NSA, National Security Agency, American agency. He told TIs this info about his work for NSA and never objected it. Moreover, Derrick boldly accused me that I was in fights and arguments all over the internet. My answers that I didn't fight with genuine targeted individuals and am actually a victim of unprecedented attacks and slander campaigns by perps and agents provocateurs, didn't stop him. Nothing can confuse and stop Derrick, and he continues his smear campaign against me with help of other agents. Of course, his accusations sound ridiculous, since a lot of genuine targeted individuals openly call him the government agent who successfully sabotages many their activities. It is Derrick himself who is in conflict with genuine targeted individuals all over the internet. Another opinion of the mediation committee. On the 22nd of March this year, 2021, I received an email from a member of the mediation committee, John Christiana. Two possible ways to go. Do not resolve the issue or resolve it. It will take both parties giving in a little to resolve. I have litigated many cases and see how judges think. I am leaning that a judge would not order a refund as the report was delivered and there is no obvious breach. But at this time, this is opinion of Jack Christiana. But at the same time, it appears that the language Amy used is not professional. A report should not have emotional comments. Galina reported, Amy said, Galina Kurdina refused to give me a new filled out survey as I requested and stated that she gave me one a week ago. The week ago was a prior date when I did the first analysis for her. I requested a new survey for the new video. She didn't provide a new survey with accurate information regarding the video file that she wanted analyzed. That could be replaced with a survey wasn't used in the report, or a survey wasn't received when this report was written, or something like that. That is not lie or misleading or anything. That is a professional way to note it. The full detail could go in private notes or a side letter to Galina. Otherwise, Galina is free to state her opinions or factual statements, and that is not defamation. I understand Galina has said that the fault of the survey not used is the fault of Amy. I would like to see the last correspondence from Amy before the report was issued. If this issue is the fault of Amy, then a refund might not still be in order, but it's understandable that the client, Galina, is unhappy, and Galina is free to share truth that she is not happy, and there was confusion and miscommunication, and the report is useless for her, Galina. If that is truth, then that is not defamation. So it is in Amy's best interest to use better language or maybe offer a discount. It would be in everyone's interest to try to resolve it. It seems that Galina has been able to boil it down to 4 points. That is good. So, Amy, could you respond to those 4 points? Of course, you must be factual, but that does not need to have blame. It was opinion of Jack Christiana. And Amy answered the mediation committee request to send them our last correspondence before the report was issued. She answered, emails? I don't have to provide emails. That is my evidence against Galina. If she refuses to give all the proper emails to you for mediation purposes, that proves... No. That is my evidence against Galina. If she refuses to give all the proper emails to you for mediation purposes, that proves that she picked and chose which emails she submitted and purposely left specific ones out, which has been properly secured by me. This answer by Amy is a pearl itself. Amy is sure that if she refuses to provide the last emails before the report was issued, it's okay and she doesn't have to do it. However, if I refuse to give all the proper emails to committee, the same emails between us to committee, it means that I chose and selected which emails to send and deliberately left out specific ones. What rudeness and arrogance. Just one more comment. Amy agreed to start mediation but refused to submit her evidence against me. It sounds ridiculous, since the purpose of the mediation was to make public all evidences against each other. The real reason why she refused to submit more emails was because I forwarded to the mediation committee all our emails from the beginning to the end, from the 3rd of February to the 26th of February. And she didn't have more emails between us, dated 3rd, 26th of February. There are no more email letters to forward. These emails prove that it was Amy's fault, that I didn't know name of chosen by her video and was unable to provide more specific survey and transcript before the report was issued. Last statements by Amy Holm, from Amy Holm. I accurately documented with page numbers all 4 Amy's fabrications that were still present in the second report and sent them to her and mediation committee many times before the mediation and after the mediation hearing that took place on the 10th of March this year. Amy obviously found them in the report, read, understood, and refused to correct. Last time she categorically refused to correct them on the 26th of March this year. Galina, she mailed me, Galina, I cannot make those changes you're recommending, and I will not be coerced to make those changes. There is nothing more to highlight and edit other than these 4 Amy's lies. However, Amy Holm continues her game with me. For example, I received 4 emails from her on the 8th of March this year. On one day, she still categorically denies edits of her 4 fabrications, but she claimed that she was ready to edit other errors. She begged me to send her list of other errors alongside with the highlighted version of the report. She eagerly waited for this list of other errors and promised to correct them as soon as possible. The fact that there are no more errors to highlight and edit other than those 4 fabrications doesn't bother her. Once again, Amy has been informed since the 27th of February that there are no more mistakes in the report apart from her 4 lies, but still energetically, vigorously urges me to send non-existent errors to her. She is eager to correct these non-existent mistakes. And I am not kidding. This is not a joke. This is full play by Amy Holm and most likely Derrick Robinson behind the scene. Next, she made several interesting new statements in her last emails at the end of March this year. For example, Amy emailed on the 25th of March this year. I stated that the report is not court ready. Any lawyer knows that additional warrants, subpoenas, requests, investigations can further a person's case. This report is a preliminary case. which I provided the report to Galina for. She paid me for 6 hours. I did the work and told her she will not get a refund. The report for court needs further work and breakdown, and audios need to be heard more clearly for the jury. So further work would be needed to get ready for court. This her email proved obvious breach of our oral contract made in January this year, because our contract stipulated preparation of reports as evidence for future lawsuits. We discussed that reports had to be ready to be filed with a court in Canada, any court in Canada. We didn't discuss any additional work on these reports and any additional payments. Her statements look like extortion of extra money. Therefore, all breakdowns must be done before filing with the court, not after it, and without additional payments. Listening to the audio and its interpretation must be done clear enough before filing, not after it, and again, without additional payments. The reports cannot be changed later, after filing them with the court. Additional warrants, subpoenas, requests, investigations mentioned by Amy, which may happen during future court procedures, cannot change these pieces of evidence. What Amy offers is tampering with evidence at later stages of lawsuits, which is not acceptable in any court in the world. Be very cautious, because Amy may change information in your reports and affidavits during court processes as well. What I mean, what actually she means in her mails, that she prepared a report for you, but she may claim later that this report is not court ready. She needs more work to listen more carefully to this video. She needs to make its interpretation better, and make new breakdowns and so on. So she may change her expert opinion in affidavits and during testimony at court hearing. So be very, very cautious. She may change her opinion and information in her affidavits during court processes as well. I hope that you understood my point. To Matt Oberton. I have received several emails from Matt Oberton, friend of Derrick Robinson. You remember that Derrick aggressively promoted him to be a mediator at the hearing on the 10th of March. I am not sure who Matt is, but he acts the same way as Derrick. He acts like another government agent. He writes that he knows that people have said I have worked for the KGB. He writes that I am falsely accusing Derrick. He writes that the problem really is not with Amy work. He believes I have another agenda. I would like to divide the TI community, to destroy it. He writes that when I claim my money back for the report, I actually attack Derrick and Amy. He writes that I use misinformation and outright lying about people to cause a rift in the TI community. Of course, I answered Matt Oberton. It is true that there was one person in Canada, agent of secret police in her native country, Marika Bandera, who libeled me that I and my former husband were KGB agents. I became a de facto who left Russia for Britain. I came to Britain as a tourist and asked there for asylum. I was interrogated by British secret police. They promised to help me stay in Britain. That is why I shared with them KGB secrets. After that, British intelligence communicated KGB and informed them about my betrayal. No, British and KGB, British intelligence and KGB are the best friend in the world, and British intelligence immediately tell KGB about KGB defectors and traitors. British intelligence sent me to Canada in order to get rid of me. I arrived at Canada and was interrogated by Canadian intelligence, and so on, and so on, and so on. Marika Bandera was a member of our organization of victims of psychotronic mind control weapons, but was expelled from it for her outrageous behavior as a police agent many years ago, around 2013-2014. The point is that this is sheer libel invented by Marika. First of all, I have never had any connections with any secret service in the world because of my deep ideological convictions. I didn't reveal any state or KGB secrets. It was just impossible. I didn't have access to them, and I didn't know any. I divorced with my husband more than 30 years ago, and he died many years ago. He wasn't a KGB agent as well. I have never ever been to Britain, never even crossed its border. I have never been interrogated by British or Canadian intelligence. Marika Bandera or anybody else will never be able to actually prove this libel, since there are no genuine facts, solid truth documents, or credible witnesses of it. This is smear campaign organized by perpetrators and government agents provocateurs against me. On the other hand, Derrick himself said to targeted individuals that he was an NSA agent, linguist. So my words are not any libel, they are true. Derrick never objected this information. Why do you, Matt, claim that there is not a solution that will completely satisfy me? It's not true. I clearly indicated 4 MS fabrications, and their correction will satisfy me absolutely. Please do not fabricate new libel, Matt. Mate, you state that I am falsely accusing Derrick. Could you specify even one my false accusation of him? If you do not specify it, it will mean that you libel me as well. I never ever slandered or libeled any person in my life. It was Derrick who falsely accused me, as if it was me who refused to correct errors indicated by Amy in her report. Of course it wasn't true, and I had to address this another lie invented by Derrick. Matt, you perfectly see and know that I do not have any problems with genuine targeted individuals. I have problems with perpetrators and agents provocateurs who attack me, not vice versa. As to me, I do not attack people first. And of course, I do not want to divide the TI community. I would like to expel perpetrators and government agents from our community, but this is different. It has nothing to do with dividing of TI community. My purpose is to strengthen community of genuine targeted individuals, not dividing it. Sorry for my forced speech, because mind control influence doesn't let me talk properly. So my purpose is to strengthen community of genuine targeted individuals. Of course, I will make videos about Amy's work and inform other targeted individuals about my experience, but be assured that I will spread truth and only truth about this situation. Once again, I never ever slandered or libeled any person in my life. If you state that I am using misinformation and outright lying about people, you must specify this misinformation. If you do not inform us about my outright lying, it will mean that you libel me alongside with Derrick. Do not accuse me for no reason. Prove your words, Matt. I have not received any email from Matt with evidence that I slandered, libeled, or misinformed anybody so far. It proves that Matt Overton in himself libels me. At the mediation on the 10th of March, Matt Overton offered to find me another technician to analyze my videos, as video key voices to skull attacks upon me were proven. Of course, I have not received any concrete proposals so far, and I will inform targeted individuals if a solution with which satisfies all parties is found, but I do not think that they will offer me anything like that. Now, let's talk about Derrick Robinson more, and about him and his past misdeeds. Derrick Robinson was a president of a non-profit organization, FFCHS, for 10 years from 2005 to 2015. This organization worked for targeted individuals. Derrick served as a sole treasurer of FFCHS for the same period of time, from 2005 to 2015. According to the information from FFCHS co and full treasurer Brian Tew, FFCHS didn't have its own account as a non-profit for 10 years. Derrick Robinson used his own business account with name FFCHS as the account for this non-profit organization, which was illegal. All donations from contributors went directly to Derrick's business account for this period. That was not legal as well. The donations were not deductible, and donors who thought they could have written off their contributions were never been able to do it for 10 years. FFCHS Treasurer Brian Tew stated in his email letters that Derrick desperately refused to give him access to the FFCHS account with collected donations. Bank found out Mr. Robinson's illegal actions in August 2015 and immediately opened up an investigation. Board members of FFCHS released Derrick as a president for this reason in October 2015. That was why Derrick started a new organization, PACTS, P-A-C-T-S. I received many letters, email letters, from a paralegal, Miss Lynn Weed, who worked with Derrick on a TI, targeted individuals, class action lawsuit in FFCHS for more than 2 years. Derrick said to TIs that he had received 27,000 American dollars in donations for this lawsuit and promised to pay Lynn for her work, but never paid. He never paid her even a penny. Lynn tells that Derrick retained a lawyer, Mr. Jonathan Wilson, for this class action lawsuit as well. Mr. Wilson admitted receipt of 15,000 American dollars for his work in 2008 and quit in 2009, saying he needed to be paid and wasn't paid. Mr. Wilson left the case with about 14,000 balance due. It means that Derrick Robinson owed him approximately 14,000 American dollars. Thus, the fate of the remaining donations is a no. One more time, Derrick said to targeted individuals that he had received 20,000 American dollars in donations for the lawsuit. We have a document, email from Mr. Jonathan Wilson, that he had received 15,000 American dollars for his work and that he made in 2008. But unfortunately, Mr. Jonathan Wilson left in 2009, saying that he needed to be paid and wasn't paid. So fate of the remaining $12,000 is unknown. 27,000 minus 15,000 equals to 12,000 American dollars. Regarding Derrick's embezzling of funds, paralegal linguist, FFCHS treasurer Brian Tew and Ken Rhodes, who worked with Derrick in FFCHS for years, openly accused him that he used donations to pay his personal expenses. Derrick denies all accusations by targeted individuals. That's why I have decided to ask him several important questions. He answered few and refused to answer other, the most important. Derrick left without attention the following questions. Why did you refuse to give Brian Tew, FFCHS treasurer, FFCHS records and access to its bank account? Did donations from contributors go directly to your business account during 10 years? How much of FFCHS donations did you use to pay for your own personal expenses for 10 years? If everything was perfect, as Derrick insists, what your actions did FFCHS Bank investigate in 2015? You remember that bank with FFCHS account started investigation of Derrick's illegal actions in 2015. Did you collect 27,000 USD of contributions in order to pay the attorney John Wilson? How much money did you pay the lawyer John Wilson in total? How much money did you pay other attorneys in total? How much did you pay paralegal Lynn Weed for her work on the TI class action lawsuit for 2 years? Derrick's refusal to answer these questions means that it is him who tries to hide the truth. Next, Derrick insists that Brian Tew was never treasurer or involved with FFCHS in any way. Unfortunately, this is opposite to what Brian claims in his emails. Moreover, Derrick says that Brian's emails with his statements against Derrick do not exist. They were copied and pasted from an email of another person, Dolores Hall. Unfortunately for Derrick, I keep the original email, actually 2 emails, from Brian, where Brian clearly states that he was FFCHS co-treasurer since March 2015 and full treasurer since the 9th of August 2015. Derrick, you lie again. In the situation when Brian Tew, Lynn Weed, Ken Rhodes, and other genuine targeted individuals say one thing and Derrick says something opposite, I believe targeted individuals, not Derrick. Of course, I do not believe Derrick anymore from my own experience as well. I just remind you that Derrick initiated this mediation regarding the report watched by Amy Holland, and at the mediation I asked Amy to correct her for fabrications in the report. Amy categorically refused to do this. However, Derrick concluded that it was Amy who offered me this edit and I didn't allow her to do it. It was sheer lie, sabotage, and mockery. Derrick and Amy continued this mockery for 3 weeks. This case characterizes Derrick pretty well. Finally, paralegal Lynn Weed told in her emails about the last pending lawsuit filed against Derrick by a college in California. There was something like a cafeteria worker's wage account, and substantial sum was magically transferred from this account to Derrick's account. Derrick emptied his account within a few days. The college sued Derrick for these actions. Linguist specified a gigantic sum that was miraculously transferred from account of cafeteria workers to Derrick's account, but Derrick's answered that numbers are wrong. Okay, I don't want to specify these numbers, but I hope that we will be able to find out truth, to order court papers and find out true numbers that were a true sum that was magically transferred from a cafeteria account to Derrick's account. Why Derrick started this project of analyzing targeted individuals' videos? I received an email from Amy Holland on the 16th of February this year. She emailed me, "I have a bill proposal that is being looked at that is seeking legislation. I want to send reports as examples of different crimes to the senator that she requested. Would you like the information sent to the senator?" In my opinion, NSA agent Derrick Robinson started this project of analyzing TI's videos in order to collect our data and proofs that these crimes are indeed committed in North America against American and Canadian citizens. I need a government and secret services. They need this information to promote new laws and new human rights. Events in Cuba, China, and Russia scared American, Canadian, European governments and their agencies very much. They would like to pass the new laws and new human rights as soon as possible. However, they would only like to save their own skin. They are not interested to admit that these crimes are real, officially admit that these crimes are real, bring perpetrators to courts and pay us compensations. No, nothing like that. Governments and their agencies will do everything possible to ruin our personal or class action lawsuits for justice and compensations. That is why, in my humble opinion, Derrick and his friends collect proofs of electromagnetic attacks upon us and submit them to senators, but do not want to provide targeted individuals with solid evidence and botch reports that we order for our personal court cases to stop crimes and get compensations for our losses, damages, and so on. Another problem. Governments, their agents, and their lawyers would like to prove that there are no laws to defend us now, and only passing of new laws and new human rights will make possible to stop these crimes and sue perps in future. This is not true. Furthermore, if we let them spread this bold lie, it will mean that everything that perpetrators are committing against us at the moment is legal. Some human rights that criminals violate right now: freedom of thought, belief, opinion, expression, freedom of speech, meetings, and conscience, the right to life, liberty, and security of the person, and the right not to be deprived thereof except in accordance with the principles of fundamental justice. The right not to be subjected to any cruel or unusual treatment or punishment. Some criminal laws that perps violate right now, they are criminally negligent for doing nothing to protect us. They stalk and harass us. Criminals. Criminals cyber stalk and monitor us. Criminals actually kidnap and keep us confined and imprisoned against our will. Criminals assault us with deadly radiation weapon and cause bodily harm. Criminals commit battery with deadly radiation weaponry. Criminals torture us. They defraud us of jobs, professions, property, money, available security or service. Criminals breach our privacy. Be cautious with NSA linguist Derrick Robinson. What happened to me may happen to you in future. Dear targeted individuals, thank you for your support. All the best.